My name is Lawson Allman. I'm 15 years old. This is the date now is April 24th. I had a dream April 23rd, and I don't know what time. I just remember that I had the dream, and it scared me. I'm a man of Christ, and I see not a man, but I believe in Jesus. And a lot of the times people tell you that God is all love, and He is. Don't get me wrong, but you should fear Him. Right now, I'm genuinely scared. And not that He would hurt me, but to leave me. Now, let me tell you about this dream, about my mistake. In this dream, I was in a house. It was a big house, and there was a backyard. There was this kind of field in the backyard. And I remember there were trees surrounding it on the left and the right side. And then in the middle, there was just more and more open field. It was almost like there was nothingness. But I remember to the left, there was this little broken down, not a plane, but almost looks like one of those little antique ones that you would ride. To the right, there was, again, the same thing, a tiny, rusted car. It, like little statues of something. There was a cellar. Whenever you would walk down the steps to go into the backyard of the house, if you walked out to a little bit, there was a right, and there was a cellar. And then in the middle, there was a statue of Jesus Christ praying. I remember I walked around the house, and then I went outside into the backyard. And then I walked around, saw the plane first, went from the left to the right. I saw the plane first, I saw Jesus, I saw the car, and I saw the cellar. I was going back to the house, and I turned around and must have forgotten something. And I turned around, and there was this trail leading into the cellar of crucifix, like this one that I have around my neck, except they looked like they were made out of plastic. Crucifix, right? And I picked a few up, and I saw that they led into the cellar. I remember saying, I'm not going in there. I was afraid. And for some reason, I walked back to Jesus praying, and his eyes opened. And in the moment, I was terrified. I was so scared. And I ran back, and I remember his arm, his bronze arm, because he was a statue, grabbed me, and I ran back so hard that the bronze was old and rusty, it broke. And I ran back for a moment, just a moment, and I heard this voice in my head, and it sounded like my best friend, one of my best friends. It said, "What are you doing? Why are you running?" I was like, "You're right." And I turned around and I walked back, and I remember whenever I turned around, I saw his face, and he was sad, the face of like a sad person, but he wasn't looking at me. He was looking to the right, to my right, to his left, which is where the cellar was. So I walked back up to him, and with this broken arm that was barely holding on, he grabbed me again, and he lifted his other arm and started pointing to, I didn't get to see it, but I assume he pointed to the cellar. And I was so terrified. I woke up in that moment, but I was so terrified. I felt like I couldn't move. I was petrified in my bed. Petrified in my bed. And this whole day, it hasn't left my mind. And now I feel fearful again. But his eyes, it was the eyes. They weren't coated with bronze. They were flesh. They were real eyes. I don't know if I had like some type of heavenly encounter or whatever, but I just feel like those were real eyes. But I don't know. All I'm really trying to say is that we should fear God. Not because, and not saying he couldn't, but not because he's going to come down here and destroy everything that we have. No. But because if we don't get our act together, we won't get to be with him. I felt so guilty when I turned away out of fear. And I didn't rejoice in that moment. And I still do. That is why he's sad. Because I wear this around my neck, yet whenever I saw his eyes open, instead of joy that came into my heart, it was fear. And I turned away. And I hate that. We need to fear God. God bless all of you.